Hello everyone, and welcome to the second character analysis video for my YGO D&D campaign. This is a small video series where I take a look at my players' characters, judge them for their decisions, and then go over their personalities and backstory. If you want a little insight as to how I've changed both the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And D&D, then take a look at the documentation I've linked below. It will lead to a Google Sheets document with links to the rules. You can also make a copy of it to use as your character sheet, deck list, and feature tracking for your own campaigns and games. I'll soon be making a video on how to use the character sheet if you don't know how, so subscribe if you want to see that or the campaign I'll be running using the system. Without further ado, onto the character. I should preface this video by mentioning the person who made this character has never played Yu-Gi-Oh! Before, but he is big into D&D. Now, the character we'll be looking at in this video goes by the name Dave Mah-Muhe. He chose to be the normal human race and hails from the Duel Monsters / GX era of Yu-Gi-Oh! He's obsessed with plants and nature to the point of pure madness. Despite this, he is easily frightened and is constantly terrified. His goal in life, however, requires a lot of bravery, as he wishes the destruction of any and all undead in the world. Dave was hired as an assistant at a greenhouse after years of working his way up in the gardening world. He believed that the intentions were to preserve rain and exotic plants, but he was mistaken, for it was a cover to bioengineer plants for nefarious purposes. One day, 5 years before the campaign begins, there was an explosion in the greenhouse that caused the mutated plants within to be freed. Thankfully, this explosion happened when it did, as it correlated with the great zombie scourge of his time. Dave, in an attempt to save himself, used his knowledge of plants and his bachelor's degree in psychology to convince the plants that he was their leader and organize them. He quickly went mad with power, but lost it instantly as he did not know what to do with a small army of plants. Now he strikes out with his small band of plants to defeat the zombie threat and protect his lawn. That backstory I have just read is word for word the backstory written by the player who made this character. When he was asked if he wanted to add anything to this video, he simply said, "I know nothing, I'm a magic gardener with evil plants." Now, onto the deck overview. For Disruption, he does have 2 copies of Ash Blossom, as well as a copy of Ghost Ogre to, help with negating draw and monster effects. He also does have Evenly Matched with he does have to be careful about, as this does affect his teammates. Of course, he's also got Infinite Impermanence, as well as Solemn Strike to help out with, monster effects and monster summoning. For Fusion, as this is a Predaplant deck, he does have 2 copies of Polymerization, as well as a Super Polymerization, as far as spells to help him fuse. While he also does have... where is it? There it is. Predaplant Darlingtonia Cobra, which allows him to search out a Polymerization from either his deck. Well, actually, no, only from his deck. And he also does have Predaplant, this guy. I'm not even going to attempt to say that one. I stumble over my words quite a bit. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that in. I'm going to redo this. Now, he also does have Predaplant, whatever this card's name is. This allows him to basically use it as a substitute to fuse. And of course, he also does have a Fusion Reserve, which allows him to reveal a Fusion monster from his extra deck and then add a Fusion material that is listed on that Fusion card. And then also add a Polymerization from the graveyard to his hand. It's not the most useful, but, that's why he only has 1 copy of it. For draw power, he does have Graceful Charity as well as Pot of Greed to help him draw some of the cards he may need, as well as, surprisingly enough, a Balance of Judgment to try and keep up with his opponent's card advantage, if that's ever a problem. For his extra deck, he does have Greedy Venom Fusion Dragon as a good generic Predaplant monster to, be able to fuse into using Super Polymerization and like a Predaplant on his field. He also does have Predaplant Chimera Felicia. I don't know if I said that right, but another good fusion to go into. And then we also do have Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, which just requires 2 dark monsters on the field, except for tokens. Again, very good considering Predator plants have a good way of spreading counters that cause your opponent's monsters to be dark attribute. Now, if you would like to see this deck in more detail, I will be adding the link to its current setup in the description as a link to the dueling book archive of this deck. So go check it out there. Now, that's all I have to show for this character today. As an update on how scheduling is going for this campaign, I'll say it's just going as well as a mess as it is for any other group to find a day they're free. There definitely won't be a fixed time that we'll stream the game at, but rather more of a figure out the best day of the week type deal, just every week. So, if you want to join my Discord server, click the link below, as I will be announcing the time and day that we'll be playing when we figure it out that week, as well as announcements for when new videos come out. I had this idea of an interesting modded Minecraft Let's Play concept that I have in the future planned, where every episode I add in a new mod until the game is unplayable. So if you want to see that, then, subscribe. Actually, speaking of subscribing, I had a look at that one chart that you see at the all the other YouTubers showing on their screen for more subscribers. I'm not going to show it on screen, but there is 10% of you all who are not subscribed, so I would appreciate it a lot if you would consider subscribing. I'm new to YouTube, so it would really help me out. That's all I had to say, really. Maybe I should figure out how to do an outro or something.